College happens.
Yep.
You find your later to be wife.
Yep.
I'm fast forwarding.
Yep.
Y'all get married, right? You decide you want to have a family.
Yep.
It's not as smooth as a process as you thought it was going to be. Can you walk me through, because there's a lot of people going through the same situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want you to shed light on your journey through that whole process. Did you know it was going to be challenging going into it?
Nah.
All right. So
So Naj, she doesn't get her period. She went to the doctor, and the doctor told her, like, "Oh yeah, you can't have kids." Like that was the blanket statement that she got. You can't have kids. You have a condition called PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. It basically means she gets cysts on her eggs, or her ovaries. She gets cysts on there. So the doctor told her that she can't have kids. Like that was the first statement. It was like, whoa, you know what I mean? So she was caught off guard. She actually got that. She got diagnosed with that in college, and then she told her the doctor told her that in college. So she was like, okay. And then she's a kid, she ain't worried about it, so she never paid no mind to it. But then remembered that happened, and we're now trying to have kids. So we go back to the doctor again, you know? So she goes through that, and so we're figuring out her. And then you kind of like, so fast forwarding, when it comes to trying to have kids and one person can't have kids, or at least you think one person can have kids, they start kind of like at the bottom of like they work their way up a stair step of figuring out what we need to do to solve the problem of having kids. Right. So you start with like taking pills, and then taking pills. And then the pills are, they require you to have timed sex. Okay. So she takes a pill, 30 minutes later, we need to go have sex. So it's robotic. Now, when I tell fellas that, they always like, that's lit, we can have sex. It's not, yo. No, it's not. It is not. It's not cool. I'm talking like, I'm sitting here on the computer. It's pressure. She just took it, and she like, yo, you know what I mean? We got 30 minutes for you to, you know what I mean, deliver the package. And I'm like right now, I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? I'm in the middle of doing something. I got to like, all right, let me get myself together. You know what I mean? And then go, that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that was annoying. So we kind of fast forward through that. And then,
and how long were you trying that for?
We did that for, you do that, they go through rounds. So you do that for several months. But you got to think about it, because you need to do it a couple times, and then they need to wait, and then they need to test. You know what I mean? So so that time has to happen. You know what I mean? You got to wait months to first of all, she didn't get her period. So I was like, okay, wait to see if you have a baby or you're pregnant. You're not pregnant. Okay, let's do that again. Let's try it again. Maybe it didn't work first time. Right. So they'll go through these tests. So we tried that for a few months. And then they was thinking we need to go here, but then they pushed us way up to IVF, in vitro fertilization. But before we did that, her doctor said, yo, most people think it's the woman, but it could also be the man. He needed to go get tested. Every nigga we know, like, yeah, right. I'm swinging, you know what I mean? I'm right there with him. I'm like, I'm mentally saying that, like, ain't no problem over here, you know what I mean? I'm Gucci. Yeah. So we go to a urologist. So, you know, he got to get down there and check. And he's like, all right, come on in. It's a regular old room. He's like, all right, you know, drop him, and he got to check. And he notices that there's almost like a kidney stone. So, balls, there's lines in there, and then it, you know, comes out. There's a kidney stone or a stone in one of the lines. I'm like, oh, we ain't doing no surgery. He's like, no, we ain't got to do surgery. We just leave that shit there. I'm like, all right, well, that don't sound good. Your option. Yeah. You know, not to get too vulgar, but something comes out, but it's not from the ball that has the kids. The kids don't come out. The other one, like semen, comes out, but kids don't come out. And then they come out, they could be like dead ones that have just not came out yet. So way too much. Anyway, so we figure out, we both got it. So we both have fertilization issues.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Not knowing.
Nice.
So they got to extract it out, because it's alive. Like once they took it out, and so like, all right, well, let's see if he still got some. Swimming. Bunch of little niggas in there, you know what I mean? But they just can't get out.
Yeah.
So they had to extract from me, which is a quick little surgery. And then they also do a process for her where they take the actual eggs out. Oh, here's a little tip that people probably don't know. A woman, any female, is born with their eggs that they will have for the rest of their lives. Yeah. So, like, your grandmom held her great-grandchildren if she had a daughter. You got it? Eggs. Okay, so the eggs that they have, the baby's in, and, you know, after the baby, when they're in there and they're a full baby and they're about to be delivered, she got the eggs that she gonna have.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, not grandma, mom. Your mom carrying daughter, she got eggs in her system already. Those are the ones. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, they gotta extract those out from her, from me, and then they, you know, make the combination. Now, there's a lot of stuff that happened in there, but I'm probably already too long-winded.
All right, so that's why people need it.
Yeah, you never know.
So what are the conversations going on in the house?
Our house.
Going through this whole process. Is it like just, or is it like, yo, I don't even, like, is it stressful? Is it like, yo, I don't even know if this shit might not work neither? Is it like, yo, I don't even know if we're gonna do this. Yeah. Is it safe?
Yeah.
I'm quite sure it's not just happy-go-lucky. You know what I mean? Like,
it's perseverance. To be honest with you, it really is. It's like it's almost like, all right, what's next up? All right, oh, that didn't work. Okay, what's next up?
so you
like what we gotta do next?
Okay.
The only tough conversations were financially. It is expensive. It's really expensive, and most insurances don't cover any parts of it. So you come out of pocket for a lot of that. You paying for them. You know, you paying for the surgeries. You paying for the extractions. You paying for them to make it. I'm still paying for them to hold the babies in the refrigerator in Bethesda, Maryland right now, like monthly. You know what I mean? Because once they put them together, it's an actual 2-week child, and then they freeze it. So we ended up having, because you lose a lot that comes out too, not the male but the female. So once they take those eggs out, then they gotta kind of like let them ferment more or less, and you may lose some in that. So we came out 14. Then she only had 7. She came out 14, and then some of them started dying off, stuff like that. And then once they put them together, we ended up with only 7 embryos. Embryos are actually babies, basically. Then they just take the embryo and they put it in the baby. So we're just taking process to process in the household. Like, all right, what's next? What's next? Like, what's next? You know what I mean? The only, like I said, the money is really the hard part. You're going to have to find some money. That's one thing. But another thing, too, is, and I got to really say this, too, is it's hard emotionally on us.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. It is hard emotionally, but it's hard emotionally from because, you know, so another part of this, too, is they enlarge her eggs before they take them out. So they force periods on her. Like, they got to do medicine so she can force her period. They're also making the eggs get larger so they can actually extract them. Meaning, I always tell her, and when she watches, she's going to laugh. I got my associate's degree, and I've got an associate's nursing degree. Because you got to give shots, which everybody probably seen or know. You got to give shots. So I'm in the kitchen giving shots. I got to, you know, they give me a little vial, needles. We got bags of needles. We got vials, bags of vials, and all that kind of stuff. Big needles, small needles for different, when we got to give it to her, and time and all that kind of stuff. Once a day, twice a day. And I'm in there like, all right, you ready? And she crying, and I'm like, all right, well, you know, you got to go in. So that emotional toll continues. And then there's a lot of hormones that she's dealing with, you know what I mean? So I'm more happy-go-lucky trying to be, you know, because I got to be the support system for that. You know, and then because we're not outside, because she's, you know, not feeling well or sick. She could be sick a whole week because just whatever the medicine is putting in her. So she's losing a lot of that. We lost a couple friends. Yeah, I mean, because it was like they inviting us to a bunch of stuff, you know, oh, this is a good event to come to and pull up to. And we like, yeah, we commit. That morning, Naja's not in good health. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, man, you got an option here. You going to go without her? Or you going to stay home with your lady? I 9 times out of 10 chose to stay home with the lady until, you know, she was like, all right, like, you go to this one. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But people will be like, oh, we're not going to invite y'all to stuff no more because y'all probably not coming. It's like, we going through this. And it pisses me off so much about that because
we blogged our entire process. So it's still out there. It's on like one of those websites, and we took videos, and because we didn't want to, it was hard emotionally for us like together. So I guess that's why I kind of say we just moved on to the next one because we talked about it. She wrote pages of like, oh, today's one of these,
Just blog it.
Very therapeutic. I videoed because I can't write for a lick of nothing, you know what I mean? So I videoed a lot and I would post it on this blog site. And it's a whole long blog of just our entire journey, you know what I mean? And we got into the IVF world, meeting new people that are in that same space. So we did a lot of that. But, Naja could be emotional one day and not emotional one day. And then we miss this and then go here. And then, all right, well, let me hop on the blog real quick and blog something about it, So it was a lot, but we just literally just kept just moving to the next thing. And now, I mean, we got 4 more left in the fridge. Yeah, got 2 kids and 4 more left in the fridge. We had one, we lost one, and one didn't take, and then we had another one. We actually had another kid.
So, what is like a day doing that? Like, are you doing it like how often are you giving these shots? Are you waking up?
Yeah, the shots are daily. The shots are daily.
Once a day?
Yeah. So she's getting one in her butt daily. It's a smaller needle. She's getting 1 a day, like something like that. And that was just to make the eggs bigger and be able to extract stuff and start to get the process started. That's not even like now. So it's like today, like if we want to have another kid, she still got to get shots. Because her body doesn't produce some of the things that another woman will produce naturally, and that needle is much longer and is more oil based. So that is a conversation when we talk about having a new kid. Is like, yo, I really don't want to get those shots. And I'm like, and from my perspective in itself, it's just like, but it's just shots. You know what I mean? Like 18 years shots for but I can understand though, because you got to do that. And I ain't no nurse. You feel me? Like I ain't doing the bigger needles are harder to do because poking through flesh. People think, yeah, I'm gonna stab somebody. Yeah, poking through flesh ain't that sweet. You know what I mean? Flesh is kind of thick. You know what I mean? So like a couple times, you know what I mean? Boop, it don't go through. Like she like I'm like, oh, I gotta do it again. And it's funny now, but it would happen. You feel me? And then, you do it too hard. It's like, and she move. And I'm like, and it's moving. So, she got to stay still. And then how you push the liquid in, like the oily one.
You can't, it's not like a turkey. So you just...
Nah, you got it. So the ones from before, you can kind of do a little... No, you can't do it fast. You got to kind of... Yeah. You can do it fast, but you want to do it fast enough because you want to take the needle out because the needle is sticking in you. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like this like medium pace you got to kind of go, or just say you got to just deal with it kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, and then she feels it burning going in as the liquid is going. She can feel it. She can feel the burning, not just the needle too. And I'm just sitting there, I just got to stay focused. You know what I mean? It's mad pictures of me just like I'm like this, and I'm like got the little needle, and I really did take it. So like every time we like it was time to do it, I took the job very serious. Like I would be like, all right, here's my napkins, here's this. I like, oh no, I usually put this on this side because I'm right-handed and I want this to get this to grab that. All right, baby, let's go. Like I was very serious with it. I mean, because you sticking a needle in there, I took it real serious. So yeah, I mean, I was just stabbing her. We switching left cheek, right cheek throughout the time. I mean, it was a whole journey, man. And that is, let me see, to get the eggs out, I mean, that's months. That's a month-long process. That can turn long if things don't work out. And then, then you got to, after they done and they do the little petri dish thing, then there's a process to like actually, okay, take my stuff, tear it up, put it in a petri, and then put it inside of her. And that's the process we'll always have to do no matter what now. So if we want to have another kid now, we got FOMO.
Was there ever a time during the entire process where you're like, this might not happen? Or is that like a guaranteed thing? Like,
it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, but the doctors assured us, well, we know that she can't get pregnant, but they have looked at her to say that you can hold a baby. Because in the space of IVF, you know how you like, we talked about this before, it's like, yo, there's like little pockets of worlds of complete stuff that you have no idea about. We got into the IVF world. And there's moms out there that's looking for our eggs. Like my egg right now that's sitting in Bethesda, that is a baby. It's a 2-week-old, look like this little baby. They're like, can we have that? They'll pay us for that because they want a child. They can't do all that beginning stuff to have child. But what they can do is they can carry. So they were wondering, we hope you can carry. It looks like you can. We're looking at your line. It looks like you can carry the child, but you can't get pregnant. So we knew that she can carry. So as long as they put the baby in, we knew that she can carry. So we knew that that was okay. Is there doubt? I don't think we had doubt. We knew once it got in there, it was gonna, like, they told us that once we do this, you should be good. And it was. That was truthful. So that worked out well with that. But yeah, it just kept on moving. I'm sure because of, once again, perseverance, third principle. If that didn't work, we would have moved on to what we sometimes now talk about, what is the next one, which is having somebody else hold the baby. Because there's surrogacy. That's another thing. All right, we got it. We got the child. It's 2 weeks old. Yo, do you mind carrying it for us? And there's people that their workspace, that's what they do. They carry babies for people for 9 months and just hand them off. You know what I mean? That's their space they in. They got regular jobs and they just carry a baby for you.
Let's move on to fatherhood, right?